to the spot where the mics are hot. Every word we drop got flow like a shot. Got stories to tell and jokes that hit hard. Come join the fun, it's a brand new yard. We bring the vibes, the beats won't stop. Tune in now, we rise to the top. Laugh, cry, shout, feel every drop. This podcast here is cream of the crop.
So what's up, guys? Welcome to another podcast, R to the J podcast. And today we got a special guest. Today we got the mayor of Port Arthur, Mr. Bartie. How you doing, Mr. Bartie?
I'm great. Robin, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well right now. Well, I appreciate you letting us come in and kind of talk to you, because I know you're a busy man. I could imagine like all the mayors are extremely busy over the city. So I really would like to appreciate your time.
Okay, well, I appreciate you selecting me.
Okay. We talked a little bit behind scenes. What we're trying to do here is trying to like bring the community together and get them to know the people who are actually in the community, doing business owners or entrepreneurs or even trades. So that's why I figured I could probably talk to officiating people who's helping run the city. So that's why I figured I try to reach out to you. Well, not just me, but my friend Sandy, who kind of reached out to Christy, was able to set all of this up. So want to ask, tell us a little about yourself, where you're from.
Well, as you said, my mom's name was Thurman Bartie. Okay, and I hail from Port Arthur, Texas. I was actually born on the west side, so I grew up on the west side.
Born and raised in Port Arthur.
Right, and the section of town we called it Deep West back in the day. Mm-hmm. I think some people probably still refer to it as that. But I grew up here, attended school, church, all of it here in the city of Port Arthur. Yeah. Thank God I was able to matriculate in institutions of higher learning, and I received a baccalaureate degree from the Lamar University, Beaumont, in political science or government, and also graduated from Commonwealth College of Mortuary Science. Among the careers that God has blessed me with, and I'm a licensed funeral director and embalmer over at Hannah Funeral Home here in the Port Arthur. I've been there the better part of my life.
Yeah, I bet you got a lot of crazy stories right there.
Yeah, and I have a master's in ministry from Tennessee Temple University and Temple Baptist Seminary, and my master's in ministry and theological applications. And I've even worked toward a doctorate. I never finished the dissertation, so I have some friends who call me ABD man. ABD? That's all for dissertation. Yeah, okay, on a doctorate. But all of that, I'm a father of 4 kids. Okay. My oldest is Thurman Bartie. She was an educator over in Fort Bend County. Yeah. And with the Fort Bend Independent School District.
And just to let the viewers know that you're actually like 71, you said?
Yeah, I'm getting ready. I'll be 71 in July.
And what I call it, and you look really good for your age. You look like I was, if it's seen on the street, maybe 45-ish, 50-ish, somewhere around that range.
I wish you would tell the rest of my body that, man.
Well, it looked like you were walking pretty well, and so like, okay, you look like you kind of somewhat take care of yourself.
But God has been good to me, man.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm thankful and appreciative of all of His manifold blessings. So that's what it is, and it has allowed me to be able to do some things politically, professionally, that I dreamed of as a kid, and become an adult and still have that opportunity is, I think, a great blessing.
Yeah. So, what kind of changes have you seen in Port Arthur since
Well, there are cultural changes with the racial makeup of the ethnicity of individuals here in the city of Port Arthur, as opposed to growing up here in the latter 50s and early 60s and seeing that metamorphosis actually occur in the city of Port Arthur. I've been afforded that opportunity, to actually see that. So as the changes, that's the biggest change that I can actually attest to. my grandparents, even my parents, would, I think they would be sort of a little happy, you know, for what God has blessed me to achieve. But as a little child, you know, you could have this dream, but you didn't have anyone who had actually done it or was doing it, you know, so, you know, to say, hey, this could really happen for you. I remember my grandmother always said you were smart when you knew how to work, you know, but, you know, she came during the time, you know, born in 1904 or something like that, you know, where if you were African American, black, Negro, colored, whatever we were called at that time, you know, you were in the servant industry, if you will, domestic.
Yeah.
You know, having come through periods of slavery, you know, she had a different approach and a different concept to what, you know, your progress would be. Well, but through all of that, during my formative years of, you know, growing up, you know, education was always emphasized, and it was a big part of what happened at our house.
Yeah. So when you were growing up, was downtown like booming back in the day?
Yeah, downtown, everything. You know, Proctor Street was really Proctor Street. I mean,
and I know you were trying to actually kind of restore it back to its old days. Like I think you were working on a project restoring Washington Boulevard.
Yeah, Woolworth.
Okay.
And that is a project that well I brought to the table doing a remake of. I think I drove down there this morning and just, you know, thinking of how these changes would be in the next couple of years. I wish that I could be here to do it, but, you know, our former government, you know, doesn't allow that. But just to know that I was able to begin that is, well, satisfaction and a part of my legacy. Woolworth Boulevard Art Memorial, you know, it has two names, but the same street, is the gateway to downtown. The total re-gentrification or redevelopment, whichever term you want to use, of the downtown area is contingent upon access to downtown.
Yeah.
We cannot allow or want private industry to come in and make all of these investments in this particular part of town if we don't do all that's necessary for us to cause the aesthetic appearance of this area to be pleasing and inviting for those investors.
Yeah, because I also noticed that I guess you were in it. You had a hand into where you put the signs, "Welcome to Port Arthur."
Yes, well, I did sign off on it. It was a project that was brought to us. I believe it was by Miss Alpo and her team over in the Parks and Recreation. I think that's where it sort of originated, and I was really involved in it from its inception.
Yeah. And
actually, we have some others. We still have a few to be delivered.
Oh, okay. So some more. I know they have
sometime in 25.
Yeah.
They're gonna put 2 or 3 more out in various areas.
Okay.
If you know, most projects that you see, it takes some years to actually get them to full fruition, if you will. You know, a lot of folks think, you know, you can say something, think about it, and the next day it's happening. No, I wish it were like that, but you know, it isn't. You know, and we are in a society to where, you know, I've heard this in sermons, I've heard it in different speeches and in different organizations, different meetings and everything. You know, we are a real quick society, if you will, you know, instant.
Oh yeah,
you know,
especially with social media.
You want coffee, you want instant coffee. You know, you want a piece of toast, you want instant toast. You want instant rice. You know, you want instant gumbo. You know, you want everything just to pop your finger, and it happens. However, we are experiencing in this life things that take time. And we've got to have the patience in order to allow these things to come to fruition. We have to allow growth to actually go through each step of growth, of it organism growing, from birth to,
Yeah.
I mean, just like us, we're born,
We're all
you're a
evolving.
baby, yeah, and then, you go through early childhood, then you go through adolescence, then you go through, young adulthood, then you go through adulthood, and you get to where I am, be part of the old people, okay? But those are different stages where the things that we do in government, no matter what level, be it local, municipal government, be it county government, state government, federal government, you're going to have these progressions and these steps that take place. Now, municipal government is the government that's closest to the people. I've been in certain places in Washington and in other governmental seats, or seats of power around this country, and folk actually applaud mayors because they say, you all are the ones that are closest to the people.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is too, a lot of people probably don't go out there and vote, and that's something that hopefully in this channel we could help people bring in candidates, and so they go explain their side. That way they could expose themselves not just to the news channel, but then also to different media as well too.
Right, because, and you brought up a good point there, participating in government, we live in one of the greatest countries, I'd say the greatest country in the world, in a democratic society, in a democracy. However, some folk, even at the present, will begin to try to treat it as an authoritarian type government or some form of just totally one individual making all the decisions, but it's not like that.
Yeah, it's not like that.
This is a participatory form of government by the people, for the people, and of the people.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the basis of a democratic society. And this is what we really have. So if it's by the people, that means that the people have to make the decisions.
Yes.
And if it's of the people, those same persons who make the decisions can actually be a part of that government, and participate in the governance, of that particular society, And so what we have voting is one of the largest or the most important aspect, concept, tenet, however you want to describe it, of a democratic society, and that is your participation in government. You are choosing whomever will be the persons that would be the decision makers, or those who would oversee the actual governance of your community. Like we're talking about municipal government right now, there's a mayor's race coming on in a few months.
Yeah, this is your last term, right?
Yeah, a person is going to come and replace me. I don't know who that person would be, but it's up to the citizens to decide whomever that individual is.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll probably put this up on the websites and the advertisement.
Yeah. But again, it's the participation in government, and this is the way some people on council loves to use these terms, holding individuals accountable. Because you are elected by the people. So you have to be for the people.
Yeah, and they're right here too.
Right. Because at this point, it might not be exactly what Thurman thinks or feels, but it's what the constituency, those whom I represent in this government, for their governance, I have to make a very, very sound decision. Now, many times, various individuals, because it's a democratic society.
Yeah.
And you have the free speech in America. Freedom of speech. Okay, and the First Amendment. Yes, that's your right. And because of that, you may have a group that would come and just make their wishes known, but you have other groups who are not as vocal, who aren't as vociferous as maybe Group A.
Yeah. And sometimes the loudest people are the minority of people.
Right.
The loudest.
And then they'll say, but everybody said this. No, this was your group, or this one group came and made their wishes known publicly. There could be others who don't wish to be very as public as, seen as projecting what they think or feel. But then they can come sit in my office, or they can speak personally one-on-one with a council person or something to let their wishes be known. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes when you end up making a decision, because a certain group has come and been in the forefront, they would cause others or observers to think that they are the majority. But then there's a silent majority.
Yes.
That's not there, that makes or causes folk to think that they are the minority in that decision, or a subgroup there. But what you actually have is individuals who are elected, who must then, I would say, use some type of divine intervention to make a decision, with that will have some form, some effect on the lives of the persons that they govern. Just as if we brought up the Woolworth Boulevard
the project.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a project that I was blessed to even go to Gainesville, Florida, in Mayor's Institute of City Design. I was chosen. 7 mayors from around America were chosen to present at University of Florida. Okay. And thank God I was one of the 7 who were chosen. When they visited Port Arthur, we went on the island, we looked around within the city, and we looked at that project. And out of the projects, everything that was held, even Motiva project and some others. But that was the project that I actually wanted to present on after the professionals visited us and spent time with myself and my team here, which was the staff, or which is the staff actually. And they came back, and once they went back to Gainesville, then a week or so later they sent an email and said, okay, we're gonna go with your Woolworth project. And then we had to send them all of the steps of how that project began, from pre-construction, if you will, pre-development, to actual construction of the project. Now, there are a few other elements in that project that I'm going to be out of office, but I would hope that whoever the incoming mayor would actually embrace art being on that corridor. Mm-hmm. If we would have some art pieces, and I'm talking about outdoor art. Yeah. Some not maybe as large as what you might see some other places, but large enough that it catches the eye and it actually enhances the neighborhood. Yeah. And in that corridor, because I had 7 professional city designers from around the world giving input on that project as to what happens, what can happen on that corridor leading to Proctor Street. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, we're going to have to do Proctor Street sooner or later. And I'm saying, I think more sooner. The incoming mayor would probably need to be involved with seeing how do we do Proctor Street the way we did Woolworth. Mm-hmm. And these are ideals that I would like to leave, or I am leaving on the table when I depart. And I believe that, again, in this society, in this form of government, you are, and because we have a term limit, I know that I'm not mayor anymore. I know I can't run anymore. So right now, what I do is what I am in the process of being sure that my legacy as mayor is protected, and is as correct as it possibly can be, and that is by doing what I'm doing, talking with you today, telling you about this project. You know, your podcast will be around for a long time.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
people go back and look at it.
Right, and they can go back and say, you know, Mayor Bartie said this. Yeah, back in 2025, it could be 2035.
And hopefully the artwork that they put on there, hopefully people don't try to,
Yeah,
backlight
well,
and stuff like that.
and then what you do, you see, the way it is now, and according to the professionals, a lot of people don't like change. But that corridor, I think we have some churches, fireplace, or the fire station, maybe some businesses. That corridor can be, I guess, transformed, if you will. I'm trying to find the right word.
Yeah.
That corridor can be transformed into a neighborhood of multi-family dwellings. Okay, maybe some single family, but the multi-family dwellings would be a lot better, because in America right now we have a housing issue. As Port Arthur grows, no matter what some of my colleagues may think that we don't need to build any more apartments or housing. No, we need to, because as this community grows, job opportunities increase.
Yeah, because you got Golden Pass, LNG,
All those places, yeah, out
PA,
there.
LNG.
Folk who are coming need places to live. Okay? Now, and you just have to, you can't keep something the way it's been 100 years, because everything that happened 100 years ago is not happening right now.
Yeah, it
And
changes.
that corridor there would be the entryway to downtown, as we would totally re-gentrify, but we were making it more of a mixed use neighborhood where, you work, you play, you go to church, you do grocery shopping, everything in your neighborhood. Everything is basically in walking distance, or it's not but driving, but 4 or 5 blocks or 6 blocks
Yeah.
to get to whatever you need in any direction. This is the new American community. And, I learned these things now. There are folk who said that I traveled here, traveled there. Okay, I cannot sit here in this office, communicate with people every day who are on the same level with me right now, who just know what I know. Okay? No, I have to go, and whomever is a new mayor, you have to go around to other places in America to find out what is going on, what is working in these communities. You can find something that can come back here to work in this community.
Yeah, because us, I know some people who probably just, born and lived here the whole entire life and never kind of really travel, and they don't.
It's if you've never been exposed to something,
Yeah.
you won't ever understand what I'm saying. Okay, now, it's not my problem of your lack, or for your lack of exposure.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm trying to do, instead of hating on me and, criticizing me, no, catch up with me, bond with me, and I can share with you those things that I'm learning. Not to say that everything I say is totally, it's not the Bible.
Yeah.
No, but now I can open or broaden your horizon on what could be. Now, it's just like, okay, maybe everybody can't go, but you send 1 or 2 persons, they bring the message back and the information back. And then you sit down and find out, okay, out of all of this information, you decipher through that those things which are applicable and actually can happen in your community. But if you don't ever expose if your leadership doesn't ever expose themselves to greater and higher levels of thinking, your community is not going to accelerate. Your community is not going to change. The status quo is good now, but you will remain stagnant with no possibility for growth.
Yeah. and you need to grow, especially at time
Yeah.
and the city is already growing.
And so what you want to do is be sure that you are involving yourself in a situation, putting yourself in an area of capacity to grow, and not being stagnant, not being just, some people will come and just think that their idea is the best, and it's something that's been concocted from no proven basis, if you will. Just something to say. And sometimes, see, because it's politics now. And I told you, it's government, other people, by the people, for the people. And they are part of it. So they'll just say something to be different.
Yeah.
And what you can't do, this is a difficult job in a lot of ways,
Yeah, and plus you have a councilman. You guys have to agree.
Everybody is thinking.
Yeah.
Everybody is thinking. But I think as mayor, what you've got to do is be sure. Not that you're going to be always going to be right.
No.
No, but you have got to know that what you are presenting is the right thing.
Yeah.
And it is from a superior thought process.
Yeah.
Now, if it's accepted, it's accepted.
Yeah. Or somebody else might actually add on to it or go in a different direction, but still have the same.
Right. And many things that I've proposed have not been accepted. And over these 6 years, I just say, man, you suck it up and move to something else.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing you can't say when it comes back around and is presented, and they say, hey man, Bartie said this back in 2019. He said this in 2021. Now it's 2028, and we are visiting it again. Hopefully, at the return of the idea that it's more acceptable with those who will be in that room making those decisions.
Yeah. It takes a lot of people to go for the city.
Yes.
And so I was going to ask you as well too. I know this year's last term in May, right? Oh no, March, right? You said.
Well, May.
Okay.
Yeah, May.
Okay. So you have any plans after? What's your plans afterwards?
Well, hey, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I didn't have plans to be the mayor.
Oh, you didn't?
No, but God did.
Okay.
So I don't know what he has planned for me.
I don't see you just taking Slane back and just fishing every day. I see you busy doing.
Yeah, I have to be out here doing something. So it's going to be whatever he has, what his will is, And when you get to my age, you're thankful to be here.
Yeah.
And you've done it your way. 70 years, and man, if I get another, I wish I could get another 70. But if I get another 10, 20, or 30, I'm gonna do it God's way for sure.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're gonna live. You got many more years in front of you because since you're gonna have a purpose, you're gonna keep on just going along with it. But I know you're a busy man. You have any last words for the viewers?
Yeah, well, the viewers, man, look here. I just, I want to thank the community for allowing me to be your mayor. Okay, that's the very first thing. Even those who voted for me, those who didn't, I'm still the mayor. I'm still your mayor, and I would certainly appreciate your prayers and just your thoughts as I move into another area of my life, following the end of my term here, and then whomever you get for a new mayor, be supportive. Be not so quick to condemn, but be fast to support and help. And then if that mayor is not doing it right, then you could be the first one to come to this office and say, look, mayor, we support you on this, I support you on this, and this, this is that. But when you begin a process with an individual in a negative, you're not allowing yourself in this space for growth. So I would say just be, it's nice to be nice. Okay? And one thing for sure, whomever you get, if it's just these are my Christian values and beliefs. You would want to think that, hey, this is the person that God has chosen for us. So I'm gonna work with them. You don't have to like them. You gotta love them. But you ain't gotta like them. You gotta love me. You ain't gotta like me. I might not like you, but I love you. And that's just what it is.
Yeah, and also you gotta respect them as well too.
Well, see, that's the part where love and respect. You know, see, a lot of times people think respect comes with like. No, respect comes with a love that you have, that you're supposed to have for all men. Mm-hmm. If you love all men, you're gonna respect all men.
Yeah, you may not agree with them, but at the same
Right.
time, you respect them.
You know, and my grandmother always said, if it's more than one person thinking, it's gonna be something different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's where I am with this.
Okay. Well, I appreciate all the work you have been doing for the city of Port Arthur, and hopefully whoever takes over your spot will continue the legacy and build on making downtown Port Arthur more beautiful, whatever. All right, guys. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and hope if you guys liked it, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. It sure helps the channel grow. All right. Peace out.
Peace.
Breaking news or cool interviews, we keep it real, no scripted cues. From wild debates to heartfelt tales, strap in tight, this train never derails. We bring the vibe.